An investigation in the city of Tacoma found that female firefighters have been subject to an environment where they and others were called derogatory names.
Tonight, the person who made those comments is still employed. King 5's Jenna Hanchard has the story.
This story starts with an anonymous letter sent to the Tacoma Fire Department back in February of last year. The letter was, quote, inspired by the women that have stepped forward in the Me Too movement. It alleges a workplace culture that is demeaning to women and specifically calls out Tacoma firefighter and union president Ryan Moody. While the letter doesn't include specific dates, times, and locations, it accuses Moody of using several derogatory words to describe women, co-workers, and a homophobic term, too vulgar to say on television. The city of Tacoma hired an outside investigator to look into the complaint. After interviewing 41 firefighters, the investigation concluded that Moody did in fact use derogatory words to describe female firefighters and command staff over the course of his 16-year employment, and that he used another term for firefighters on the job that he didn't agree with. As a result, late last year, Moody was suspended for a month without pay. In the suspension letter, Tacoma Fire Chief Jim Duggan wrote, quote, "Your behavior has made it difficult for me to justify allowing you to remain in the workplace," and that he has grave concerns about Moody continuing to work in the department. He wrote that the suspension, rather than termination, is an opportunity for Moody to correct and cease his behavior.
Some people would fire someone immediately for this. Some people would do a slap on the wrist. It just all sort of depends on the company.
We reached out to Dan Kalish, an employment attorney in Seattle, who said employers' zero-tolerance policies vary. While the city of Tacoma has a zero-tolerance policy for sexual harassment and discrimination, that doesn't mean someone will automatically get fired for violating the rules.
This is part of the problem, is that there's not really a standardization of exactly what's going to happen to people when they're accused and found to engage in unlawful and illegal behavior.
Kalish says in the wake of the Me Too movement, the Washington state legislature asked the Civil Rights Council to come up with a sexual harassment policy to apply to all state agencies and possibly private companies.
Companies' reaction to these type of things are just all over the place.
For firefighter Ryan Moody, he says that he was disciplined by the city of Tacoma without just cause. In a letter to the city, the Firefighters Union Local 31 says Tacoma is looking to retaliate against Moody as the union president. In a statement to King 5, Moody wrote in part, "I appreciate the support that I'm receiving from my union, and I look forward to having a grievance that has been filed on my behalf resolved by a neutral third-party arbitrator as soon as possible." In Tacoma, Jenna Hanchard, King 5 News.
In 2009, Ryan Moody faced separate sexual harassment allegations. They were dismissed. The Tacoma Fire Department declined to comment about the recent suspension due to the arbitration that is set to happen with the union.